Good morning, everyone. This is Naya with Mom Wife Crazy Life, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am going to follow up on my first money and marriage video and discuss whether or not I took my husband's advice and borrowed from my savings, following up on whether or not we decided to go the allowance route for our children, or child, my oldest one, and we're going to discuss some new things in regards to what my husband's plans are versus mine with the overall debt journey. Here we go. Okay, so following up on the first thing is I did take my husband's advice and I took $1,000 from my savings and I did pay off a credit card. It wasn't the credit card I initially discussed. I didn't pay off the Citi card that I talked about in my first video, my money and marriage video. It was my Capital One credit card, which I was paying off monthly, but because we needed oil twice in a short period of time, that crept up to $900 and something. So I took the $1,000, I paid off that, and I paid off, we do a revolving balance on my TD bank card, and that was only like $130. So I was able to pay off both those cards. I do still hold a $2,700 balance on my Citi card, but that is what I'm targeting now because it's at 8.99% interest, which is not terrible. Second thing to follow up, the allowance. For whatever reason, my husband does tend to sway me, and my 12-year-old is now getting an allowance. I'm going to do a whole money and parenting video that focuses strictly on what we're doing with her because it's too much. Lastly is the new things I want to throw in here in regards to the differences that my husband and I have on this journey. My husband doesn't see this debt-free journey as being realistically debt-free. He said it's normal to have debt. And I tried to explain the whole don't be normal, be weird thing that Dave Ramsey pushes. And he's like, yeah, but who do you know that doesn't have any debt? And I tell him, I don't personally know anybody, but I follow a half a dozen people, more than that, on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, who've done it. So why couldn't we be, why can't we be the first ones that we know that don't have any debt? So here I am, striving to succeed and be no car payments, no loan payments. I foresee us always using credit cards just because with the cash back and all that stuff, it makes sense. And it's helpful with being I still say single income household, but I've mentioned it before that my husband is starting to earn some money. But I let him use my credit card. I give him a credit card. I say, okay, go grocery shopping, get gas, do what you need to do. And then I pay the bill. So it's just easier than me having to go to the bank all the time. So he foresees it normal to have a car payment. He foresees it. I understand the mortgage. It's far too vast for us to complete that anytime soon. I'm always down for paying it sooner. I mentioned the MAP account, the Mortgage Accelerated Program account that I have. So even if we have debt, I think I'm always going to be trying to pay it down faster. It just makes sense. And I don't want to have a car payment. On my dream board, which I will put right here, I have a Honda CR-V on there, and the lower end of that costs about $27,000. The higher end is upwards of, I don't know, 35, something crazy. I haven't even looked that closely at it because I know that's far for now. But one of our cars at the moment, which doesn't have a car payment, is starting to crap out on us, and I'm going to need one sooner rather than later. So he's like, okay, do what you need to do, get it, we'll finance it. And I'm like, no, that defeats the whole purpose. So we go back and forth, and now I'm like, okay, realistically, what can I buy? I want an all-wheel drive or a four-wheel drive because I do work across the bridge. So I want something reliable that can get me there in the snow. I work in healthcare and we don't close, so I need a safe car. But now I'm like, okay, well, I want a low cost car. So I'm budgeting like 6,000, 7,000 for a normal 4-door, which is not suitable for my family because with the car seats that we have, I had to get rid of my CRV initially because we couldn't fit the 2 car seats with our other child in the back seat. So I did have one, but it's going to be quite some time before I have another. That's probably the biggest money and marriage issue that we have, is just that we don't quite see eye to eye on the money mindset portion. So where he's like, I had a balance transfer offer the other day, and it was sitting on the counter for like a week and a half, and we were at dinner, and he's like, I can't believe that you're gonna let that balance transfer go to waste. And I'm like, I'm working so hard, and I have less payments now, so my minimum that I have to put out every month is, I don't remember off the top of my head, so let's just say $500. I'm like, so now I can't fully pay something off, but you want me to transfer some of it, so now I have 3 payments. That's going to be like, what, like $600 or $700? Like, I'm trying to lessen the amount that I have to pay out on minimums. This way I can put the extra towards it. So aside from not being rich and wealthy and all that, our money mindset is a little off balance between the two of us. But don't get me wrong, we'll get there. I mean, he's come this far. So I started this journey more so by myself and was just like, hey, this is the new deal. We started the cash envelopes. I said, listen, this is what you have. Go spend what we can't go shopping all frivolously like we used to. You have a budget for the groceries, and he's come a long way, and he's, on the train. He's kicking butt on his own journey, but like they say, you're the sum of the 5 people you hang out with, and I don't hang out with anybody. So I made a separate Instagram account strictly so that I can document this journey and I can follow all financial things so that it's not flooded with, I mean, granted, I love all my friends that I do have in the digital sense, but I like seeing what people's financial goals are. I like seeing what investment strategies people are making, because I'm trying to think bigger. I'm trying to think FIRE, which is the financial independence, retire early. Like, that's the long game. So I'm trying to take the steps now, and he's very, I don't want to say narrow in his thinking when it comes to this. He wants to pay off his debt, and that's as far, I think, as his vision goes. So I'm getting him there, so fear not. But he just recently told me that he wants a bigger house, and I'm like, whoa, you want a bigger house? And our debt is still pretty heavy with what we've got already. So maybe that'll be in a next video. But we're getting there, and hopefully you'll subscribe and follow our journey. I'm hoping for that number to get to 50 so that I can buy something. I have a $5 purchase that I'm dying to make, which, money and marriage, my husband's gonna hate. A lot of people that I follow on this debt-free journey have those little felt letter boards. I'll show you a picture. And there's one from Five Below, and I love it. And it's 10 by 10. It's cute, and I feel like if I want to be basic, not saying that y'all are basic, but it's one of my goals. But my husband will see it as clutter, and he'll just talk smack about it. And so I feel if it's a reward for having successfully captivated enough people, then I'm going to reward myself with it. And not for anything, it's $5. I can find $5 in my jeans when I do the laundry. Or I can find $5, lying around. Well, hey, I've got lots of $5, but I'm not touching that. We all have our discipline issues, and I won't touch that. I will just keep the $5 before it gets there. Anywho, this is real life. If you're interested in seeing more of my journey, please subscribe, hit the like button, give a thumbs up, hit the notification bell, and all that good stuff. I would greatly appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye.